Hey, welcome back. So, last time we talked about what you actually need to have figured out before starting a website project. But even once you've decided you're ready for a new site, it can be hard to know which kind of solution makes the most sense. Should you use a template and do it yourself? Should you hire someone for a full custom design? What the heck is semi custom? And where does strategy fit into all this? If you're feeling a little lost trying to decide, don't worry, that's what this episode is here for. I'm going to break down each of the different services we offer and who they're each designed for. Plus, I'll give you some specific scenarios to help you figure out which one might be the best fit for where your business is right now. Okay, so if you're still in the early days of your business, figuring out your offers, finding your style, and getting those first few clients, starting with a DIY template is probably your best bet. You don't need a perfect fancy website yet. You just need something simple that helps people find you, trust you, and book you. At this stage, you probably want to keep things flexible instead of investing thousands into a site that's likely going to change in 6 months anyway. A solid template on Squarespace or Showit gives you a professional foundation. So you just need to customize the words and photos, connect your domain, and you're good to go. If you ever get stuck or just wish you could have someone take over and speed things up, you totally can. We have the option to book a half day, which is basically a focus sprint to knock out a bunch of updates or fixes for you in just a few focused hours. And then later, when your business is feeling more dialed in and you're starting to have bigger goals, that's when we can talk about taking it to the next level. So that brings me to the next stage where you've been in business for a while and your current website just isn't doing it for you anymore. Maybe it's something you DIY'd back when you were first getting started, or even something you paid for a few years ago that felt good at the time, but now not so much. It might feel a little outdated, or maybe it just doesn't reflect your personality or the kind of clients you really want to work with. You might even be getting decent traffic, but not many bookings, and that disconnect can be super frustrating. If that's where you are, then semi-custom might be your next step. It's a great fit if you want a site that actually reflects the business you're growing into, but you're not quite ready or don't need to go full custom just yet. With semi-custom, we start with a Squarespace or Showit template as the base, and then use your branding and content to shape it into something that feels elevated and personal to you without custom graphics or code. Most of these projects are wrapped up in just a couple weeks, which makes this a great option for folks who want more polish and professionalism without a huge time commitment or big investment. It's the sweet spot for that in-between stage where you're leveling up, but you don't need all the bells and whistles. But let's say you're someone who's established in your business, you're booking consistently, and you're ready for a website that actually sets you apart in your industry. Maybe you're trying to attract higher budget clients or break into a luxury market. Or maybe you've just grown a ton and your current site doesn't match the quality of what you're offering anymore. You might even have a really specific vision for your brand that just can't be captured with a template. At this point, you're probably thinking less about how can I make this work on a budget and more about how can I create a website that really reflects the level I'm operating at and clearly communicates my value. This is where custom design makes sense. It's usually about an 8-week process because we're not just tweaking a template. We're building every piece from scratch to create something uniquely yours. That means fun page layouts and all those thoughtful little details you won't find on anyone else's site. Custom design isn't just about making your site look good, it's about creating a whole experience that showcases your expertise, speaks to your ideal clients on a soul level, and positions you as the go-to choice. So if you're ready for a site that feels totally aligned, stands out from the crowd, and doesn't need to be redone anytime soon, this is likely the best fit for you. Now there's one more scenario I want to talk through, And that's for businesses offering multiple types of services or working with different audiences, and you're not sure how to organize everything on your site. Like maybe you offer both wedding planning and floral design, and you're not sure how to separate or combine those pages. Or you're a photographer trying to reach both wedding and boudoir clients, but it's tricky figuring out how to strike the right balance. Or maybe you're promoting a mix of done for you services and educational offers like workshops, and it's starting to feel a bit cluttered and confusing. So, this is where the first step isn't actually jumping into design, it's actually stepping back and getting a proper strategy in place first. If your site feels like a puzzle and you don't know how to fit the pieces together, this is going to be your blueprint. We'll spend about 2 weeks digging into your brand, your audience, your goals, and your offers, and we'll map out the structure of your site so it supports both your people and your priorities. We'll figure out things like how your pages should be organized, what content needs to go where, and how to target the right keywords and the right places so your site shows up in search results for the stuff you actually want to be found for. And whether you're planning to hire a designer at some point or build it yourself, this kind of strategy gives you a clear path forward and helps make sure the final website actually works for your business. Lastly, and I mentioned this earlier, but half-day sessions are also available if you just need a hand with some quick edits on your existing site. Maybe you want to clean up your homepage, update your offers, or fix a few tech things. It's not meant for a full revamp, but in a 3-hour sprint, we can knock out a lot of those lingering to-dos or give your site a mini refresh without the commitment of a full project. So, how to decide which option is right for you? Here's a quick recap. If you're just starting out and need something professional but budget-friendly, go with a DIY template. If you've outgrown your DIY site and want something more polished without the time frame or cost of a custom design, semi-custom is probably your best fit. If you're scaling and need a site that feels completely unique to your brand, custom design will be the way to go. If you need help organizing your ideas or figuring out what pages and content you actually need, start with a website strategy. And if none of these sound quite like what you need, chances are we can tackle your smaller to-do list in a half day or across a few sessions. But if you're still unsure where you fall, that's what I'm here for. Go ahead and fill out our client application, and I'll send over a video reply with my personal recommendation for you. In the next episode, I'm walking you through the entire process if you do decide to work with us on a full design project. I'll share what your experience is like from beginning to end and how we make sure you end up with a site that you love. I'll see you there.